welcome to our vibe. My gosh, that was Automatic Live ushering us into the episode today, led by Natilo. They are part of a band that will be performing at the Battle of the Bands that is up to win a chance to perform at the Afro Punk Festival on the 30th and 31st of December. So the next hour is for all your entertainment news and the headlines that have been trending for some reason or another. I'm your host, the name is Rafil Wimwilo. Follow us on Twitter at Trendz on SABC. In our first story for today, the Trendz team painted the town red last Saturday night as Bacardi turned the Alexander Theatre in Braamfontein into the ultimate showdown where Johannesburg's coolest crews got together to witness South Africa's rising stars. This was the second of the Bacardi House party sessions to take place in Johannesburg since the start of summer, and with the next one coming up on the 8th of December at the Good Luck Bar with headliner DJ Shimza, this is why you don't want to miss out.
A city takeover by a brand that's set on supporting local South African musicians by picking 4 big names in the music industry to push forward this initiative.
Bacardi House Party Sessions is basically an evolution of Bacardi House Party. So we had to take a step further, and basically we identified some guys who represent the irrepressible spirit of Bacardi and the untamable spirit of Bacardi. And we've identified Frank Casino, Speedster, Shimza, as well as Nadia Nakai as guys to go on this journey with us.
There's something right that we're doing in what we are doing, and people are really noticing that. They can see that our fans are like authentic. People that follow us are people that are not just here because we have a big song now and that's it, you know. It's people that keep following us and they know about our story.
Tonight's house party session is hosted by DJ Speedster and Frank Casino.
Cool, man. We've had really cool parties, and the nice thing is, you know, I always say it's one thing to have a dope lineup, but then are you actually creating an experience? Are you actually putting in work in terms of how your party looks, how your party feels? And Bacardi have really executed really well, man. I'm really excited. I'm very happy that they chose me. I was doing an interview earlier, and I was saying there's a zillion, quadrillion, billion DJs and people they could have used, but they chose to use myself. So I'm very happy about that.
I'm still well on my way, you know. I don't think like I'm in, you know, one foot in, you know, and I appreciate the love and everything that the game has done to me or done for me so far. So I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to doing more.
What we also wanted to do is get them to identify some youngsters who are up and coming that could get a platform and exposure to some of the most influential individuals in Johannesburg, and also just, you know, provide them with a platform.
The house party sessions are working closely with the Slicker On Life Incubator in giving emerging artists a platform in the music industry.
The nice thing is that when you talk about South African hip hop, from like small kids to grown-ups, whatever, every little single thing is given to Slicker for him to listen to and to either put out if it's good or to not put out if it's not good. So they've got something called the Slicker Incubator currently running, which is where basically they've done an album. I think it's a 12 or 13 track album with 12 or 13 artists, you know. So that's basically what we went for. So everyone that was performing today is part of the Slicker On Life Incubator album.
2 of the Slicker On Life Incubator artists, Flex Bondoom and Della Fam, shared the stage with these top performers.
Working with Slicker recently, it's opened a lot of doors for me, like Bacardi House Party. We've done MTV-based cyphers, we've been on Metro FM, and we've just been doing a lot, you know. So I just feel grateful that I'm actually one of the people that he handpicked himself. Like, you know what, this kid is dope, let me put this kid on.
Since the Incubator album dropped, this is my first performance, right? So the track that's actually on the Incubator album being Disclaimer, the crowd reaction was insane, man. Like, I did not expect, I didn't even envision it reaching so many people, you know. So what the Incubator acts as, it's the incubator, yes, but then it's also an accelerator. So I feel like everything that you have put out, like, it's going to get pushed to the masses even better, and that's like, kudos to Slicker for that.
The city takeover is left with 2 more amazing locations in Jersey. Next up is DJ Shimza's party.
Because this is a house party, you know, there's no house party without house, right? So we're gonna have a big party with a lot of house music because it's a house party. It's gonna be fun, man. I just wanna bring in a different vibe because I feel like the other two parties are going to be very hip hop, you know, very hippie. Like I wanna bring in like the underground, like raw people that love music who will be here to dance and have fun, you know.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Hello everybody, my name is Lesoko Kaisen, but you can call me DJ Speedster. You're watching Trendz on SABC. Make sure you tune into Absolute Hip Hop every single Saturday, 6 to 10 p.m. And of course, make sure you tune to SABC News. This is family, this is family. Take care of them. Love you guys.
This is your boy Shimza, you're watching Trendz. Let's go to an ad break because we have to wait for my party on the 8th. Bye.
I guess we'll see you at the Good Luck Bar on the 8th of December.
But Shimza, we are not going to an ad break. So right now we want to talk about Afropunk that is taking place in Johannesburg for the very first time. The dates, the 30th and the 31st of December at the Constitution Hall out in Johannesburg. Now the battle is on for a hot new South African act to perform alongside the likes of Solange, Anderson .Paak, Thandiso Mazwai featuring Blackjacks and a whole lot more of amazing South African artists who can very well perform alongside the best of the best. Now the Battle of the Bands kicks off today in Soweto, and I'm now joined by Siyabonga Mthembu to tell us more about it. Welcome to Trendz.
Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. So we played in at the start of the show. We had a band here, Automatic Live. So tell us about how they are plugging into, you know, Afropunk. We know it as this amazing festival that celebrates all that is African and different, but, you know, African and punk.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a lifestyle thing. So tell us about, you know, Afropunk coming to Johannesburg and also the Battle of the Bands.
Great. It was like of vital importance. So I play for a band from Johannesburg. We're a little unknown band as well in the space, but we're unknown here at home. But when we're across, there's a lot more that kind of happens.
Okay.
So my big thing was when I met with Afropunk for the first time was the issue that let's make sure that this festival is representative.
Yeah, definitely.
You know? So a big part was let's take it to the hoods. Let's take the battle to the hoods because that's where my band started out. We're a band from Tembisa that had traveled out around the hood spaces and then all of a sudden started getting booked in the city.
Okay.
So we were like, if you're going to use this opportunity with something of worth, plug into the scene that already exists.
Sure.
So the semi-finals are in Soweto.
So today, tell us what's happening today.
Today, it's a picnic hosted by His and Hers. His and Hers are a collective from Soweto that started throwing parties in the backyard of Mzimhlophe.
Okay.
So we used to play their early day gigs, and they've grown into quite a big collective, actually, in essence, in the Joburg, like a live band scene.
All right.
So it was only fitting that they host the first semi-final. They're hosting it at Lebu's Backpackers. It's a picnic.
Talking about that picnic vibe, we all know if you're in Johannesburg, the weather is just bad today. So what is the contingency plan for everybody who wants to come out but are thinking, hey man, I'm not trying to be, you know, having pneumonia next week.
Yeah, it's festive. No one wants to get sick.
Exactly,
exactly. There's a contingency plan. There's cover. There's space for people to still picnic in an indoor space as well. So it's still going on. It's not reliant on the weather. I guess if you're going to do a gig in Johannesburg in the next 2 months, it always works to have a contingency plan.
All right, tell us about the lineup, some of the other bands who will be there, and also the fact that, you know, the Battle of the Bands is going to different places over the next few weeks, and then there will be the final showcase where how many bands get selected?
4. So there's 4 semi-finals happening in the 4 spaces, which is Soweto, Tembisa, Tsakane, and Pretoria.
Right.
And then from there, a winner from each goes to the final, in essence.
Okay.
And then the winner then wins a spot on the Afropunk Festival on the 30th and 31st.
Other than, Afropunk is huge. We know it. We love it. Great. First time in Johannesburg. But people like winning, I don't know, is there money? Is there something?
Yeah, there's money.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Entice the viewers
Entice
the bands, you know what I mean? What can they win?
Yeah, well, it's for the first time that we have a Battle of the Bands in the brown and black spaces, which you can actually win money for.
Okay.
Because most of the time it was, win a slot and get to play at a big festival and win exposure.
Yeah.
But this is actually, if you're going to be a professional band, you have to actually value your worth. So the big part about it is if you do win this, you win 15,000 rands.
Nice one.
In essence, it's your performance fee for playing Afropunk.
Oh, okay. So you are, I mean, you're here speaking to me today. You're also part of a band that will be competing as well?
No.
Okay.
I'm
I was
part
like,
of a band. No, it wouldn't be fair, would it?
Yes, exactly. Okay, cool. So you are here, but tell us about, I mean, Afropunk. For people who don't know, they had a launch, obviously, a couple of months ago, letting us know what the lineup is. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, the launch. You know, and people now are just like, okay, 31st of December. Normally, everyone is out of Johannesburg, but this is sure to drive quite a lot of traffic into Johannesburg. So tell us about Afropunk, you know, the bigger names and the international names, rather, who will be there, who people can look out for.
Anderson .Paak is my, like, I do love Solange. I cried. I watched Solange earlier this year and I cried.
I like that, I cried. Internally, I'm sure.
No, it's just us.
Okay.
Track had me and I cried. I cried really badly. But Anderson .Paak is there. If you don't know Anderson .Paak, go online, check out his album Malibu.
Yeah.
I don't know why you haven't heard it yet.
Sure.
But Anderson .Paak is on the 30th. We've got Laura Mvula coming as well. A really interesting one, we got Brahu's son.
Oh, yeah, Sal.
Sal's
Sal was here, a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Sal's
he's also
bringing his Bam Alakazam,
nice.
which is Masekela backwards, actually, which is kind of interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He's bringing his band down. King Ta and
Yeah.
the Blackjacks are doing something, which is kind of, I've seen it before. It's an amazing thing. Like, that's a really amazing show. Nonku Piri, Mante Ribane.
Like, it's a lot.
Fada.
DJ Doo-Wop.
Yeah,
there's something for everyone. It's just going to be a fantastic vibe. People are going to be out at Constitution Hill, which is also great that, you know, so many festivals are happening there.
Yeah.
And there's always, I mean, I wish people who go there just don't go there for, okay, well, the lineup is great.
Yeah.
There is always something behind the reason why they're even there. So people must plug in and just, you know, read up on all these things and understand why, you know, some of these things are happening. Tell us about social media for the Battle of the Bands. Can people still enter?
No, sadly.
Okay,
sadly, entries are closed. Entries were open for submissions. We went through a submission phase. From the submission, a bunch of bands were chosen, and then it was voting on who gets onto the semi-finals. Okay,
social media, where do people get a lineup of everything that's happening for the Battle of the Bands?
Go to the Afropunk website.
Afropunk?
www.afropunk.com.
Okay, cool. Thank you so very much.
And what makes this one very authentic, actually, in relation, so there's an Afropunk Atlanta, Afropunk Paris, and Afropunk London. What makes this one authentic is it's the first time that it's in a majority black space.
Nice one.
Yeah, so that's kind of an interesting relation. I'm interested to see because
power to the people.
Yeah.
And of course, first time in Johannesburg and in Africa. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. We're going to an ad break. Come back after this.
Lulu! I changed the locks, Tony. Oh.
This is your official space. 2 bedrooms and half of a kitchen and half of a compound. I expect to be told if I'm going to be running into strange shirtless men on my lawn.
That is my half of the lawn.
I hope you don't mind. I took some of your sugar to make Mr. Tony's tea.
Would you bring a hot-looking gentleman into the home you share with your ex-husband?
No, but I won't share the same house with my ex-husband.
Mr. Kwate, henceforth, I need you to use this side of the entrance, okay? And make sure you park the car more towards this side, exactly on this angle. I guess that's your side of the kitchen?
I think this is a bad idea.
From the man who is living with his ex-wife?
You will stop at nothing to see me miserable.
This from someone who asked me for a divorce. Let's not forget who broke up this marriage.
I worked my butt off!
How is your handsome husband?
Hey, everyone is fine.
Man of steel, baby! You're not gonna try to slap me and then make it. It's fine.
Back it up, back it up, back it up. Hey baby, love sugar dumpling. I really wanna tell you something. Sorry, I don't wanna disturb you. Do you mind? Can I slow dance with you? Then you push me up in the car.
Oh, is this allowed?
Nice one. And so a divorced couple, hell-bent on making each other's lives a misery, decide to share their home, but realize that their ingenious idea is easier said than done. Bent on flexing their egos and scoring points, the two employ various hilarious tactics that soon aggravate emotions and turns an already complicated situation into a roller coaster ride. So this is the premise to the must-see film whose trailer you just saw, called Potato Potato, written and directed by Ghanaian filmmaker Shirley Frimpong Manso. Now, she is named, or was named, Director of the year, a few years ago, at the Africa Movie Academy Awards. And so it is an absolute pleasure to be seated with this formidable woman whose life ethos is all about telling progressive stories by Africans and for Africans. Welcome to Trendz, Shirley.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, I know, right? It's a lot. You've been in Johannesburg this week doing a whole lot of, promotional stuff for the film.
Yeah.
And it came out yesterday.
Yes, it did.
Tell us about the premiere just a few days ago. I mean, it was just colourful. It was amazing, the turnout. But tell us more.
It was. I think the word I've been using, surreal, because, I saw all these people who were there to see the movie and support African cinema, and I was really impressed. And then I think the excitement really sort of catapulted after the show, after the screening, because everybody was
had
talking about how they loved it and how they saw themselves in the movie. We spent some time with these young ladies who were absolutely inspiring, and they kept on asking for a part 2.
Right. Already, wow.
Exactly.
Will there be a part 2?
I don't know. I don't know. We just see how it goes. But I mean, the story continues. I mean, if you watch the way it ends, it doesn't really end. It just says that these people will go on and do crazier things. Yes.
Where did the idea for this come about? I mean, here you are. You've penned a lot of things. Sparrow. Is it Sparrow Productions or Sparrow Media?
Sparrow Productions.
Sparrow Productions.
Yeah.
You do a lot of stuff and plug into TV and film and advertising. But this kind of film, tell us about the original spark that led to this.
It was insomnia,
Don't we all suffer from it?
I know that.
Right.
Yeah, you can't sleep and you start counting the holes in the ceiling and you're thinking, okay, what else can I do? You've told, I've written a lot of stories. I've written drama, thrillers, and I thought, let's do something fun and exciting.
Yeah.
Because...
And do you feel that, Africans are ready to laugh at themselves? Because this is a story that I'm sure some people have.
A lot. A lot.
Yeah.
It's amazing how everybody says that, they see themselves in the story. And I'm talking about couples who actually, are married and have been married for a long time. And they say, my husband gets on my nerves so much, but I love him. So I thought, look, let's laugh at ourselves. Let's take a very serious issue and then give it a more fun angle, because divorce is dark and it involves a lot of fighting, and especially when the in-laws come in, it becomes
and African
crazy.
Families being as huge as they are, there's a whole lot always happening there.
Yeah,
Shirley,
so that's how it came about. Really.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the cast. Let's talk about the cast. You have some amazing talent from Nigeria, from Ghana. The likes of Joke Silva, Lala, Chris Atto. I mean, when all those people come together, I met Joke and Lala just a few months ago, and I'm like, oh my goodness, you literally just want to sit with them and just bask in all of their talent. You know what I mean? Tell us about the film, and was it because everybody has their expertise and they're coming from their backgrounds, but to get everybody together and mesh this entire film, tell us about that experience, moments that you remember, which were your highlights as well.
I think that I remember when Auntie J, we call her Auntie J, actually arrived on set, and the kind of energy she brought on set. It's amazing. This woman has so much energy for every single person on the set, and she's so encouraging, and she knows her stuff. So it makes it easier for somebody like me who, I'm very finicky when it comes to it. I want to get what I want to get. And so when you get...
And she has a very calming energy,
right? She's amazing.
Okay, well, people have to watch. I mean, and that's Joke Silva, and there's a whole lot of other people.
And OC is an actor as well as a singer. He sings.
Fantastic, okay.
And he actually did one of the soundtracks for the movie.
Oh, wow, nice, nice.
And then Jocelyn and all the others. And it was just fantastic.
Absolutely great. You know what I love? We do have to wrap this up, unfortunately, very quickly. But with you being this woman who is doing such amazing things in the world of film and TV, and then there's the likes of your, in Nigeria, oh my gosh, her name just went out, Ebony Life TV?
Mo Abudu.
Yes,
exactly.
Mo Abudu.
Exactly.
Great things to do, and in terms of telling stories for Africans and about women and changing the narrative. 30 seconds, what can you say?
I say that, African woman is a very strong person. And I have come to learn how we as women can affect, we can affect change in the society. And so I choose to, for want of a better word, do propaganda in that direction. I like to encourage the young African woman to aspire greatness, you know, to say to herself that, you know, I can do it, and it doesn't come down to having to be married to a rich man or, you know,
being attached to somebody else.
Exactly, yeah, that you can do it on your own.
You have everything in you to achieve it. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Absolute pleasure. The film is already out at cinemas. Congratulations on your work, by the way. That's Potato Potato, already out at cinemas. And yes, we already have our own operas in Africa. Absolutely fantastic. And so beauty comes from within, or at least that's what they say, right? But I guess it depends on what type of beauty we're talking about, because in this day and age, there's a remedy for all your aesthetic needs. Take a look at this next insert.
Take a look as our very own Lulama Mafubedu undergoes the hair growth procedure. She has a receding hairline due to trauma caused by braids. In a world where beauty is almost everything, medical aesthetics has become a million-rand industry. More and more people are buying into the trend of beautifying themselves through various treatments. Our case in point, physical vitality through transdermal methods and growing back that receding hairline. Transdermal is a term loosely used by medical professionals and beauticians to describe a patch used to send amino acids and vitamins alike straight into the bloodstream.
With regards to transdermal seems to be now the new and in word and in thing, because absorption is much higher and proven clinically. It goes directly into the bloodstream. There's no organ damage or damage to the gut. If somebody is taking too much of certain vitamins, they can expel certain other vitamins. They can overtax their kidneys. So transdermal is going directly into the bloodstream via vehicle. And regarding two types, you get the sublingual, is drops that you put under the tongue. And then you get transdermal patches, like the nanolite patches, where we actually get them manufactured by a reputable plant in the US. And it's got a single adhesive layer, and then that adhesive layer carries whatever vitamins, minerals, amino acids naturally in the ingredient, in the adhesive, and absorbed into the blood via the dermal skin.
Glutathione, an antioxidant naturally produced by the body, has many health benefits, but as we age, the level of the glutathione in our body decreases, creating a deficiency. Increasing the level of this antioxidant will assist your body in overall vitality, ridding you of toxins, making your skin brighter and your energy levels high. But don't take it from me, let's hear from the expert.
Glutathione is called the mother of antioxidant. It's a powerful antioxidant. Glutathione helps our body to fight free radicals. I don't know if you know or heard about free radicals. It's all those attacks that we get that cause us a certain type of disease and all sorts of things that are negative in our health. And glutathione is there to boost our immune system to fight those.
Alopecia is the loss of hair on the head due to different reasons and is experienced by a large part of the South African population. Losing your hair can be a traumatizing experience and may affect your overall self-esteem. Those who have suffered this misfortune also know how difficult it is to grow your hair back. But as technology evolves, this problem becomes more manageable.
If somebody walks in and they ask you as a therapist that I'm so tired of this hair loss on my hair and I'm so embarrassed and I can't wear things where my hair is pulled back and I really have tried everything, I need a quick fix, I'm having a function, please can you sort it out? I'm going to suggest the microblading because it's a camouflage technique that lasts about a year. But I would also advise, let's check your bloods, let's have a look at your health, go to your general practitioner, find out what is causing the deficiency, and in the consent form find out maybe this child, the person that has had trauma to the hair, or she's had alopecia caused by stress, or it's male pattern balding. Some men as well come for treatment, and that's genetic and related as well to hormones. So the assessment will decide the course of action. I would start off suggesting first let's try and grow the hair back with the super growth shampoo or the serum that's not hormone based. It's got a lot of bergamot, horsetail extract. And then we go on to a little bit of a treatment that's slightly invasive, like microneedling to stimulate collagen production. Some LED lights that you see here, the LED also helps to regenerate skin cells. And if that doesn't work, we'll start on the microblading, or we can do them simultaneously depending on the client and how we want to incorporate. That gives her satisfaction, that gives her confidence, or him, and they leave out of here knowing that we're wanting to take care of them holistically, and that approach is the best.
Groomed eyebrows create a cleaner and more appealing look, but sometimes getting those eyebrows on fleek can be daunting. A reason why now most women opt for microblading, a treatment where a technician tattoos eyebrows using a small tool for more natural permanent look. Give it a few days for the black color to fade in and the natural look to shine through.
When we come back, we have a whole lot more. This is Trendz.
Scheme song, mapedezo yazivele wena ukuthi uyibalela me. Hey, maphethe wena zonke ezinye izinto zivele zime. Ukhala manje down, khala go baby, bathi asa ubheke the body, phethe lo mda. Might get better now, baby. We kiss them all, skin song. Fade my baby, as I got I want to have a baby, baby. No more silly, don't fool around, trying to smile on my face. Baby, one rider, I can't get so. I can't so kitty, one rider, I can't get so. I can't so. The way you get on a phone, you get so busy, with a tease. I got this pity, bambala, negala. Oh, shine don't believe.
Thank you so very much. Yeah, that was another performance from our band Automatic Live, who will be performing today for the Battle of the Bands out in Soweto. Check the Afropunk website for what's happening tomorrow out in Pretoria. And the final of the band who will win is happening on the 14th of December, if I'm correct. So actress and motivational speaker Leandi Durant-Bosch scooped this year's Glamour of the Year award. The event was held at Hyde Park Corner this past Thursday and celebrating bold, fearless, powerful, innovative, smart and funny women. Dynamic women who also made it to the list of inspiring women included fitness guru Sibahle Mpisane, the First Lady of Sports Carol Chabalala and artist Mary Sibande, just to name a few. Take a look.
For the past 27 years, Glamour's Women of the Year Awards has honored game changers, rule breakers and trailblazers on a global platform. Themed Class of Extraordinary Women is no exception. The Glamour Awards marked a decade in South Africa.
Glamour Women of the Year Awards celebrates South African women in fields ranging from the arts to charity to style to business. It's a celebration of extraordinary South African talent.
The awards celebrate women philanthropists, musicians, media mavens, fitness gurus, bloggers, artists, actresses, entrepreneurs and businesswomen.
Glamour Women of the Year Awards run all around the world, from Russia to America. But I have to put my hand on my heart and say South African women are very special by any measure.
The Fine Art and Sculpture Award went to artist Mary Sibande for her work that explores themes of gender, class and race.
It's such a great honor for me to receive this award and to be recognized by a fashion magazine. It means that, well, for me, it's proof that a lot of people are actually looking at what I do, and the support is just immense. It's amazing. It's great.
The Next Big Thing award went to Afrikaans recording artist and the Adele of South Africa, Reiki.
I was like caught off guard because I'm not a woman yet, in a way, because I feel like 21 is like entering into womanhood, but it's so amazing. Like when you enter the industry, you need to make yourself mature, you need to make yourself think wise, and it just showed me that I can think of myself as a woman, which is so nice. It's so awesome to think that they see me that way.
Actress and TV presenter Leandi Durant-Bosch took home the Pop Culture Award.
I cannot tell you in words how grateful I am. Being an Afrikaans artist, to be recognized by an English magazine, it is such a huge honor. I've had it on my vision board forever to be a part of Glamour and what they do. And it's so beautiful how they celebrate women and what they do. And yeah, like, I'm so grateful.
But what does the future hold for the winning ladies?
So the next few years, I'm challenging myself a lot with music, in studio writing, with who I am as an artist. So it's so fun to know that it's my baby. I'm creating it and molding it. It's not just about money. It's about art. So yeah.
Exciting things. Some of them I can't talk about them right now, but I have a few group shows actually literally around the world. And I have a solo show coming up at Gallery Momo. So yeah, amazing things, like amazing ideas. I've been researching on my next body of work, so I'm looking forward to actually working on it in the studio, and I can't wait to show people.
Oh my word, you know what I'm expecting of myself? I don't know. Just greatness, and I'm just expecting, and I have a lot of plans, but we'll see what happens. Our life as a freelancing artist, it takes a lot of 6 months ahead. I have my clothing line now, Squinma, like motherinlaw.com, and that is what I'm spending a lot of time now on, so people can go check that out. But yeah, in the end, we'll see what happens, what movies come up, what roles, that stuff comes up like this.
American poet Maya Angelou's words, each time a woman stands up for herself, she stands up for all women.
Nicole Kappa.
Lovely. Sorry, we're just chatting here with Mrs. South Africa. And so, yes, as you've just seen, Nicole Kappa was crowned 2018's Mrs. South Africa. Is it 2018 or 2017? It's
2018.
2018, going for the next year. Okay, so that was last weekend. The finale was on SABC 3 if you didn't get a chance to see it last week, Sunday. And yeah, the glittering finale was held at Empress Palace. Now, Nicole is a mother of two, a model, and passionate about health and also rare diseases. You'll understand a bit more why just now. Welcome to Trendz and congratulations.
Thank you, Rafil.
With your crown
Thank you
and
for having me. Thank you.
I love it. Wow. Is it were you always a beauty queen? You're doing the whole Elsa thing here?
Never. This is totally outside of my comfort zone. I've never done anything like this in my life.
And when you watched yourself on SABC 3, last week Sunday, just sitting there, is it still very surreal to you?
Very surreal.
Yeah.
And seeing the footage now playing, I just still can't believe it. I watched it a few times at home.
Yeah.
My son still says to me, "Oh, Mom, not again."
Really? How old is he?
He's 6 years old.
He's 6. Okay, so he doesn't understand it. He'll come to appreciate and understand the fact that this is actually life-changing for the entire family, you know? But Nicole, so you weren't in pageantry or modeling before this happened?
No.
So take us through how and why you got to be a finalist, first of all, in Mrs. South Africa.
Well, I've got a beautiful family. I love my family. They come first in my life. And my little girl was born. She's 2. And 6 weeks after she was born, she was diagnosed with a rare, life-limiting genetic disease called cystic fibrosis. And that literally shifted our world on its axis.
Okay, so what does that mean exactly in terms of kind of the health challenges that she faces? Can she go to normal school? Is she at preschool even now? Or what does cystic fibrosis mean?
Not yet at normal school, but
Okay.
she will eventually go to normal school, and she looks like a normal child. You would
Okay.
have no idea.
Sure.
It's an invisible illness for
Yeah.
now, and basically her lungs decline with age, and it's never something you want to think about,
Sure.
having a sick child. And
Yes,
it was
of course.
actually a fear of mine. I thought, you know, it doesn't matter if they're a girl or a boy, as long as they're healthy.
Yep.
And
10
then
fingers,
the
10 toes.
unthinkable happens,
Yes.
and you have to sit back and think, wow, what do I want my life to look like
Yeah.
in 5, 10, 15 years' time?
All right.
And I could be many things for her. One thing I decided I would never be was a victim, because I never want her to be a victim, because there's people with far worse. And I wanted to be an example for my little girl. So I thought of all the things that I'd wanted to do in my life that terrified me, and now is my chance.
Here you are, sitting having won Mrs. South Africa. Okay, so from what I understand in terms of entry requirements, you have to be a Mrs. somebody to
Yes,
enter, and
yes.
then also, well, you have then a cause that you are supporting, that you've been a part of, and so for you, that's Rare Diseases South Africa.
That's right.
Okay,
yes.
so
I love working with rare diseases because it unites the rare disease community.
Yeah.
So often these individual groups can be very have a victim mentality. Not all of them, but I just wanted to bring people together. I think that's my whole message for the Tammy Taylor Mrs. South Africa journey, is to unite people with our stories. Because it doesn't really matter what it is.
Yeah.
If you live long enough,
yes,
you're going to go through troubles
Sure.
and hardships. And it's about overcoming them together.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited to be working with some incredible people through rare diseases that just give you some perspective and keep things real.
Yeah, I can imagine. All right, and so this year, what does the next year have in store for you, taking over from the likes of, you know, Candice Abrahams, from Hlengi Wetwala?
Yes.
Like, what does the year have in store for you?
Well, I think that was the most overwhelming moment of the night when you watched the footage, was to see the crowning, because I realized in that moment the shoes that I was stepping into.
It's big.
It's huge.
Yeah.
But I am very excited, and I'm dedicated to continuing their legacy.
Sure.
Because they've built a legacy of love.
Yes.
And this is a crown not of jewels,
Yeah.
it's a crown of virtues. And
That's right.
literally for me, it represents the people's shoulders I've stood on to get to where I am today, and the people that I want to unite with our stories and bring together.
Fantastic.
And right now coming up soon is Mrs. World.
Yeah, oh geez. Your outfit, who's designing that?
Well, we are working on some possibilities.
Okay.
Everything is a bit of a secret right now.
Okay, I'm sure we'll see it all and revealed, not unloaded, but revealed in social media and also the media, of course. We wish you all of the best. When does that happen?
Thank you. It's on the 16th of December.
16th of December.
And for
okay,
me,
big
I'm
one.
a Joburg girl, born
my
and bred,
gosh.
so it's like a dream come true to have
Oh my
Mrs. World
gosh.
in Joburg. So I'm
If you
hoping
thought-
that everybody comes out to
If you thought
support.
Emperor's Palace was hectic when you're standing on that amazing stage with everyone from all over the world, my gosh. Wish you all of the best.
Thank
We
you.
hope you come back with that crown. You look absolutely amazing, and
Thank you.
continue everything that you're doing to
I
support your
will.
daughter.
I will do that.
And also, you know, congratulations, you are Mrs. South Africa.
Thank you so much, Rafil.
Thank you so very much, Nicole Kappa. And yeah, we have another break. After this, Trendz will be back with more. All right, the performances are not over on Trendz today, and you definitely want to stick around to see who we have at the end of the show today. Before that, Jamaican-American visual artist Kendrick McFarlane has his first solo exhibition here in South Africa at Gallery Momo in Parktown North. Now, in the exhibition, he uses paintings to explore his internal feelings and those between men and women, especially those who are often racially marginalized.
It is not out of the ordinary that artists express their internalized personal thoughts, desires, emotions, and fears. That is exactly what this exhibition by McFarlane is about. The artist used visual techniques of Renaissance painting layered with acrylic-colored cartooning. And the inspiration for this particular exhibition comes from a concept that was developed by analytical psychologist Carl Jung. Jung's research focused on exploring a model that influences the relationship amongst men and women.
Is this philosopher Carl Jung's idea of how women and men interact and how we kind of engage with gender in our bodies. And part of what Kendrick really, I think, did while he was working with his work is looking at how he engaged with the feminine side of his body and the feminine side of painting and the history of that, and then looking at these kinds of desires that come with that and the kinds of interactions he had when he removed the way that he was kind of normalized to associate with himself, you know, and so really thinking about that engagement in the process and channeling it through his own way of being, essentially. So that was really, I think, a fundamental part of the exhibition and the process of actually making the work.
McFarlane's work also brings about awareness of the historical absence that surrounds their representation of the black body within the practice of painting. As explained by Blake, some of these portraits are a representation of what the artist felt at a certain time in his life through dreams or unexpressed feelings.
I think the show really is about a kind of reclaiming of history and a giving of life to things that have been taken away. So for Kenrick, it's about the history of painting. It's about the history of Renaissance painting and Western painting that's always been so much about Europe and so much about, you know, they're always filled with white bodies and in a particular angle of people and stories that were not his, you know. And I think for him in the show, he said, no, I'm not just going to reclaim these, I'm going to say that I've always been a part of these histories and that our history has influenced them in full. So it's really, in a sense, it's a celebration of that, of kind of saying that like what was taken away, we can still create now.
Through this artwork, we also see undefined landscapes and dislocated periods on which history, desire, violence, and pleasure expand. McFarlane presents his own vision of Western art history, advising to its unseen black influence. He also challenges the often racist legacies of how black people are depicted in images, both historically and in present.
Okay, and I did tell you that we have a biggie for today happening at the end of this show. So we have a gentleman here who is going to perform his latest single titled Awesome God. It's a preview of his upcoming album due to be released in early 2018. I am, of course, talking about Jub Jub, who is back to making his first love, that's making music again, after his release from prison in January this year after serving a 4-year sentence for culpable homicide. And yeah, well, there we go. Jub Jub.
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Thank you.
Pleasure having you here.
Thank you very much for having me.
Tell us about servanthood, the new you, and your awesome God.
Right now, it's not about Jupe anymore. It's about me giving back, living out my purpose, what I'm supposed to do, and most importantly, just uplifting the youth, teaching the youth, and, you know, living the right way.
Sure.
Not doing things that I did.
Yeah.
And there's more to life than just normal excitement. But I cannot tell a teenager or skates or so because
that's the thing,
you know,
right?
you need to burn to learn, you know?
Sure.
So for me, it's just all about that and really spending time and giving time to the communities as well that that have been affected by a whole lot of things, the drugs, the alcohol, especially in the season that we're heading into right now.
That's the thing. Festive season, it's a big time and a lot of things happen for a lot of people, good and bad. And you've already, I mean, been speaking out in terms of the youth. You know, what you say, though, is a difficult one. But the greatest thing about you, I suppose, in terms of speaking to young people is you have lived, you know, through a lot of things. And, you know, your story, I mean, it's in the media. It's, as soon as you click your name, it's on Google. Everybody knows. So to have somebody who's not talking down to youngsters, rather telling them, listen, it's real for me because I went through 1, 2, 3. How's, you know, when you talk and give, you know, motivational talks and you go around the country, what's reception like for you? Because yes, you before even, you know, everything happened that, you know, changed your life, you were always in the music business and you know everything that happens behind the scenes in music.
Well, I think the excitement will always be there for them for seeing me until I really get into the talk.
Yeah. Then it gets uncomfortable.
Then it gets really uncomfortable and you see them getting all tense and be like, you know, if Jupe can go through this and he's here now, this is real, you know. It does not mean that just because we see him on TV or on the radio, it cannot happen. We're not immortal to anything. Anything can happen at any given time. So if it can happen to me, it can happen to you. If I can go to prison, you can go to prison. If I can get caught for this, you can get caught for this. So it's real, you know, and there's no fabrication to it. I just happened to be given a second chance to come back and actually teach them, rather let them hear from me than hear from Tepiso or Vosi or somebody, you know, something that'll make sense to them. Because whenever they see us, they see people that are untouchable. And that's not the message that they need to be getting.
So in your darkest, loneliest, most difficult hour, days, weeks when you were behind bars, what got you through? What did you hold on to?
I held on to prayer.
Okay.
Really, really hard. Really,
were you a
really
praying
hard.
man before?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I was. But I don't think I had that understanding of what God wanted from me.
Sure.
You know, so now I understand. I know that I messed up. Now I'm back to clean it up.
Yeah.
It's very
Are you
critical.
like, you're rhyming over here?
No,
Are you
no,
like
no,
spitting
no.
rhymes
no,
already?
No, no, It's very, you know, I got to understand that in my situation, a prayer on the hour is very critical because anything can happen.
Sure.
Do you understand what I'm saying? If it's not meant for you, then it's not meant for you. Maratapelo, every hour it's very critical because life is too short, man.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You only hope to see tomorrow. You know, you want somebody, and at the same time, here I am, I hurt kids, but, you know, then there's people that come out there that feel, you know, they can say whatever or do whatever. It is fine because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Sure.
And you only hope to reach tomorrow.
Yeah.
So prayer kept me going in there and here and forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so happy days. It's almost a year since you've been out.
Yeah.
How's life? You know, new family, everything. Like, it seems from the outside
What do you
looking
mean,
in.
new family?
No, like you got married, you know what I mean? And you are picking up the pieces and putting back your life together, you know what I mean? Yeah, how's life?
To tell you the honest truth,
Yeah.
it's challenging. It's challenging because I'm still trying to adjust.
Yeah. And it'll take a while.
Everything happens so quick right now.
Yeah.
You know, having to come back so quick, people wanting me back on the scene. I have a lot to say.
Yeah.
It's been studio back and forth, motivational talks back and forth, touring back and forth, going back to back. So it's been really hectic. So, you know, as you can see my body as well, man, it's like, you know, I'm trying to
Happy days.
adjust.
This is a December party.
No,
Jub
not
Jub,
really.
it's an absolute pleasure having you here.
Yeah.
I love, you know, everything that you say. There's a presence to it. It's real. Thank you for sharing your story. I want to hear Awesome God. You came out and already you had Tepo Tsola singing with you. Absolutely fantastic. We can't wait for that album. And so the show is ended. But first, we have to hear Awesome God. So please go through and do your thing.
Thank you very much.
All right. All right, and yeah, this is the end of the show this week, but join us again next week as we will celebrate more South Africans and Africans who are doing absolutely amazing things in the world of entertainment. Jub Jub is here. He's about to perform Awesome God.
Everything that I've been through, you stay the same, and I know your name. My God is an awesome God. My God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, love. Our God is an awesome God. My G.O.D. is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, love. Our God is an awesome God.
My God is one of a kind. But Tagabon blind. He reads every mind and he can see you from behind. Even though you try to hide, you wanna go on my side. You ain't gotta have no pride. Who they journey 1,000 miles. True story, no lies. It was a blessing in disguise. Anyone can prophesize, but Banco Bella maximized. But Bang lawyer multiplied. On the faith I was supplied, like my numbers don't divide. COD had to provide. I chose to survive. Was in the concrete jungle, surrounded by the big five. Roll a dice, 6-5. It gave me fun in life. I cannot stress about the doubt because my breath is more than life, baby.